I didn't want to make another Rant video so soon after tearing Skyhook Games' Cargo Line Part 1 Petroleum pack a new one, but I've just seen that yet another Payware reskin pack has been announced for Train Sim World 4. When will these developers, and by extension DTG and Focus higher-ups, ever take the hint and learn that people have had enough of these pathetic cash grabs? So there's this new third-party developer coming to TSW, called SimTrack, and I'm absolutely shocked at what they've announced as their first DLC. It's a bloody Payware reskin for the Class 323 electric multiple unit on the cross-city line. This thing, that looks like it was thought up at the last minute for the sake of a lazy cash grab, is the Centro/Regional Railways livery, as carried by Unit 323221 as a modern-day heritage unit. There is no way in hell that this pack is worth the asking price of £5, no matter how much the fanboys will inevitably try and hilariously fail to defend it. As far as I'm concerned, this 323 reskin is worth nothing, and it should have been added as a free update. I want to mention two reskins that prove the sheer pointlessness of these Payware gameplay packs. First, there's Amtrak ACS-64 electric locomotive number 622 in her Phase 3/TSW2 advert livery, which we got as a free update for the Boston to Providence route. Second, there's the Deutsche Bahn BR628-2 from the excellent Niedertalbahn DLC in the modern DB Red livery, which was added around the same time as the release of TSW4 itself. Given the presence of these two liveries, and the fact that they were added to the game as free updates, these other developers, like Rivet Games, Skyhook Games, and SimTrack, simply haven't got a leg to stand on when it comes to justifying why we should fork over our hard-earned money for their reskins. And to those developers I say, what makes your reskins so special to the point where we should be expected to pay for them? As I often find myself thinking with these Payware reskin packs, the Centro/Regional Railways 323 reskin looks like it could easily be made in the in-game livery designer and downloaded for free on the Creators Club. One of the few things this pack actually does, because it barely adds anything to the cross-city line, is highlighting the glaring lack of Soho Depot, which DTG left off the route for whatever reason. The depot's absence has always annoyed me because it means we cannot do empty stock moves with the 323. Only the mundane passenger runs from Bromsgrove or Redditch to Four Oaks or Litchfield Trent Valley. This is technically the second time we have got a Payware reskin for the Class 323, with the first being the Northern livery. But hey, at least that version is actually included with a full route, that being Manchester to Hadfield and Glossop, instead of just being sold on its own. I will give the devs a tiny bit of credit where it's due, because they at least announced the price of the Centro 323 alongside the reskin itself, instead of pulling a skyhook and conveniently hiding the price. That was a rather ballsy move on Skyhook Games' part, hiding the price of their ridiculous and unnecessary cargo line pack from pre-release promotional material. Even if it's apparently a new TEA model, we already have a variant of the TEA in-game, and what we're offering still isn't good enough to justify its Payware status. Here's what I reckon SimTrack should have done as an add-on for the cross-city line. Make the Class 170 Turbostar, instead of that pointless 323 reskin. In real life, you'll also see these DMUs running regional services over the Birmingham New Street to Bromsgrove section. Although that's a fairly short section on which to run the 170, it's a damn sight better than nothing. Plus, it would at least make that section of the route feel a little bit more realistic. If SimTrack actually did the sensible thing and make a new locomotive or multiple units that we still don't have in TSW, it would actually make their pack worth buying. The TSW version of the Cross City line uses the timetable from May 2019, and I wouldn't mind seeing an updated timetable along with the Class 730 Aventura EMU and Class 196 Civity DMU added to the route. If we ever got the 730 and 196 in the game, I would probably buy them sight unseen, and that would also be the case if Dovetail or third-party developer ever made Birmingham to Worcester plus the Stourbridge Town branch. This game is in dire need of modern units like the Class 196 and Class 197, along with suitable routes of course. Why the hell do the developers keep making these ridiculous Payware reskins / gameplay packs? Why does the community seemingly keep getting ignored when it comes to what content we want to see made for the game? We don't want Payware reskins for the motive power that we've already got. We want the development of this game to reach its full potential. We also want new locomotives and rolling stock to fill gaps in certain routes where and when it would make sense. And we sure as hell don't want the developers to keep ripping off their customers with half-assed crap that no one asked for. As the old saying goes, the customer is always right. It's bad enough that we only ever get one new locomotive or multiple units included with a route these days. Examples include the Cross City line, Bremen to Oldenburg, New York to Trenton, S-Bahn Vorarlberg, ECML Peterborough to Doncaster, and the Maintalbahn. But to see Payware reskins for that existing motive power, instead of the devs doing the sensible thing and adding some new rolling stock that should never have been left out in the first place, as some of the few add-ons ever made for said routes, is nothing short of appalling. The sad thing is that there will still be easily excited kids and fanboys that'll still buy any old crap the developers churn out for this game, while being high on blind optimism to the point where they conveniently ignore the questionable nature of what they're buying and the glaring issues with the game itself that often go unfixed. Just look at the state of New York to Trenton and the Maintalbahn, for example. As pessimistic as this may sound, I hope that sales for this Payware 323 reskin do just as badly as ticket sales for the Marvels. And I also hope that this new SimTrack outfit realises that making a Payware reskin as their first ever TSW product is a surefire way to create a terrible first impression.